Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance that was released from the house of Milton Lloyd. The fragrance we're going to touch upon today is called Success. Now this is the box and the presentation. It's a very simple box. Do not confuse this fragrance with Success from Donald Trump. It is not the same fragrance. It is, this was sent to me actually from the actual fragrance house themselves. They gave it to me for free, so obviously if you don't think that I can be impartial in this fragrance review, turn it off, go on to the next one, no hard feelings, all right? So if we go ahead and open this box, we are left with a very simple looking bottle that's got this opaque kind of colorway to it. That says Success with the toilette and pour Homme. Now, the fragrance is actually available in only this size. The biggest thing to note of this is that it's extremely cheap. You can get it for roughly $10, maybe a little bit less if you look around, and that is essentially what you're gonna get with this fragrance, all right? Now, the notes of this fragrance are actually on screen and listed. This is a very simple fragrance. It comes off as very citrusy, very sharp. As time kind of goes on a little bit, you get a little bit of spices, and the citrus, although sharp, it actually comes across as a little bit of a bitter citrus. Now, there's this fragrance that this immediately reminded me of, and I thought that it smelled like, and then when I saw the bottle, I'm like, you know what, I know this is a clone of this fragrance. This is a clone of Issey Miyake's L'Odyssée. This is a straight up clone of that fragrance. They did their best, and I'm flat out saying it, they copied this fragrance. Now, the cap is a little bit cheap. It's got this plastic cap. But it is a very close clone to that fragrance. So again, you just get this sharp citrusy fragrance that has a bitter note to it. And that bitter note gives it that, sharpness, if you will. Now, I generally go about one spray on this fragrance. One spray? Why do you say one spray? Well, I'll tell you, and I'll show you. Yep. So what are you doing today? Yeah, see that? You see that spray? It's pretty insane. You can just literally sit there, keep it down, and you can see my arm is just drenched with this stuff. You only need one spray. You just It's almost like an aerosol spray rather than a fragrance spray, which is a little bit weird, but it kind of gets the point across, if you will. What is with this house, man? They've got these sprayers that are just insane. Either way, I think this is a good spring fragrance. Man, I'm gonna have to wipe this off later, jeez. Or just straight up take a shower after this. My arm is soaked. Anyways, this is a good spring fragrance, a good summer fragrance. It's a good fragrance that you would wear for work or casual occasions. Outside of that, I really wouldn't lean towards it. And as far as the performance goes, it's got good projection, or decent projection, should I say, and it's got decent sillage, and the longevity, unfortunately, kind of drops off on this sucker. So, unfortunately, it doesn't have as good. So the performance isn't as good as the original Issey Miyake performance. All right. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give this fragrance a rating a 2.5 stars out of 5. 2.5 stars out of 5. Why does it get 2.5 out of 5? Well, first, the scent. It gets a full star for the scent. It is a pretty good clone to Issey Miyake's L'Odyssée. Personally, I think L'Odyssée smells a little bit better, but that's just my preference. They're actually extremely close. That said, it still is a great smelling scent, and I love the scent. 1 star out of that. Performance, it gets 0 stars out of that. The reason I say performance is 0 stars is you notice the sprayer on this sucker, right? The sprayer is extremely strong, and you go crazy with that. With that spray, I probably used maybe, I used a good portion of the bottle, is what I'm trying to get at. Maybe a 20th of the bottle. You shouldn't have to spray a 20th on you to get that kind of performance on you. So for that, I am docking it for its performance and its longevity because of the fact that you're just spraying so much by default, right? So that's just, my opinion on it. Uniqueness, it gets a 0. This is a straight up clone of L'Odyssée, Issey Miyake. Again, straight up clone, so it's not unique. It's not a unique fragrance at all. The value, I'm going to give it a full star for the value. Why does it get a full star? Well, first off, it's extremely cheap. 10 bucks, 15 bucks, look around, you can find this extremely cheap. If you love the smell of Issey Miyake, but you don't want to pay those Issey Miyake prices, look at this one. It's a cheapie. It will serve you on that. Sure, the box and the presentation really aren't anything to write home about, but you know, it's the juice inside. So it's going to get a full star for the value. Anything that cheap that smells that good, I think is definitely worth having people get, you know, get their hands on it, if you will. And finally, for the compliment factor, it gets half of a star for this. Those performance issues that I was saying, that it's not as good as the Issey Miyake, and that really does show as far as the actual performance. But it gets a half a star for the compliments because of the fact that it still does smell good. I personally have never gotten a lot of compliments with Issey Miyake's l'Odyssée just to begin with, so I really wasn't expecting a lot, but people do like the smell of it as it smells on you, hence why I recommend it for work. Alright? So that's pretty much it. 2.5 stars out of 5. This is a great cheapy fragrance that I would go ahead and take a look at. If you like the smell of Issey Miyake l'Odyssée, you're going to like the smell of this. So it's a straight up clone. That's really all there is to say about this fragrance. Alright, so thank you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on it if you tried it. Take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.